You would think there would be one city of face liars and that would be enough. But the truth is, there is no one city of face liars. That's what I learned when I came to Seattle. The city of Seattle brought me here, supposedly for protection from abuse. I don't need to recite the litany of horrors that they unleashed on me completely unprovoked as perverts to justify my observation. Politics in the here and now, a lot of it, if you're attentive to anything that resembles idealism or concern for the future or the children. There's all of these Praetorian guards and neuro guardsmen and psychotics on the lookout making innuendos about me because I'm deaf and can't communicate well with children, who care nothing about the children's future. You obviously care about climate change if you care about the children's future. Well, I grew up in the city of Facelars, number one, Pittsburgh. The the number one city of Facelars. They like to be the number one, so let them be number one in what they're best at, which is face line. And they scorned, particularly the Israelis, who had the fingers on everybody's heads. I mean, you couldn't do anything without the Israelis, and you better listen to what the Jews say, because they will really get after you if you don't. The Israelis scorned, just made made mincemeat of anything that would you express civil processes, concern for others, the fate of the earth. Um, and there were little outposts of Catholic workers and Christian workers who controlled the storylines. They controlled the sex scenes. They controlled the peep. And this was their idea of making Christianity the dominant idealism. And it was in collusion with they stole my stamps. They ripped off the museum. They wouldn't let me have a lasting relationship. They hounded me all over the country. They followed me, pursued me. They delivered a letter to two Kennedys by murdering two Kennedys as a practical joke about the idea of American liberal idealism. Now, what they have set up is the claim that if you believe in idealism, this is Schwarzenegger's new Nazism. He worked this out with the Israelis. He's a big contributor to Simon Wiesenthal. He found people like Casper the Brood Lazenby in Pittsburgh and people like Gail Burston to write their covered and enclosed Bohemian Grove Constitution. If you believe in any kind of idealism of protecting the fate of the earth, you must work with the Exxon 19 AIDS attackers as they laugh in poacher heaven. That's an oligarchy scene. And if you were to ask me what would resemble common decency or common sense, it would be obvious. From people who've been shafted, who care about the deaths of their grandmothers, who care about their grandchildren, who care about the schools, who care about the future, who care about the environment, to say we're going to do this without those bumps. We're not going to allow them to dominate us by fear, cruelty, and tyranny, and identify them. Because one thing that's for sure, the NAACP has been helping them all along. Yes, indeed, they have. And Black people have to be able to man up and say, we're not going to put our stereotype, bang our head on the wall about being Black ahead of what is normal due process and common decency between people. Because all they have to do, all Donald Trump has to do is put out a 20 and he can get somebody to go after the white or get some white to go after the Black. He just puts out a 20. And the only thing that stands between Trump and the power to do that is people who refuse.